Welcome everybody to episode 19.
19.
19 of the Geek Dad Report. The one show dedicated, formulated, specially created to keep all you busy people in the know and keep your valuable time just that valuable. Welcome back. I'm Brian, that's Ryan, and we are here to do a little dance, make fun of ourselves, do some push-ups, flex.
Dude, I did a crazy. I had my kids. I was doing my push-ups after my workout, my run this morning,
Uh-huh.
and my daughter decided, "No, I'm gonna sit on your back while you do your push-ups." So I had to do push-ups. My daughter's sitting on my back.
Is this the exercise episode?
Yeah.
To show off? So I was doing like push-ups. I did like 1,000 of them.
So I was doing my bicep curls at 100 pounds. You know. Like
Oh my god.
And
I don't want to talk about
steroids.
dude. I don't even want to talk about working out. It's so depressing. Like when I was younger, I played football, so I worked out like all the time, and now
Yeah.
I can barely do like 30
High
push-ups.
school, I set every single record for the football team my senior year. I had the highest bench press, squat, deadlift. Like I had every single record for the whole team.
Dude, I squatted over 500 pounds. I won our weightlifting competition for squats in high school, but yes, people. Jocks
Now
can be nerds. We were breaking barriers.
Hurts my back.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I got my kid's sock off the ground, and then you like fall over, and you collapse because you picking up a fucking sock.
I got a 2-story house, and every time I go up the stairs, I feel like my knees are gonna explode. It's like, oh, just one more step. I mean, I'm literally having a conversation. I have to self-motivate myself to get to the top every single time. I'm just like, you will do this. You will go up these stairs. You will not fall down these stairs. You will not get an old person chair that carries you up the stairs.
My daughter was sitting in my lap, and she looked up, and I shaved my beard this morning. Last week it was getting pretty, rough. She's like, "Dad, you got white hair right there. Oh, you have a white hair right here too, and you have another white hair over there." And I was like, "I'm shaving my beard. I can't deal with this shit. I'm getting old."
Kids are the worst. They are the worst. I was walking around, I had my shorts on, and I didn't have a shirt on, and my daughter looks at me, she's like, "Daddy, why are you such a hairy guy? I mean, you just got hair everywhere." I'm just like, I told her that people with a lot of hair are smart. I don't know if she believed me, probably
No
not.
hair. I have one chest hair that's like right here, and it's grow like this part of my face, but I can't really grow anything out here.
I don't know if you can tell. I got this little bit right here. This takes about like a month to grow. And then
You know what, Brian? Someday we're gonna be a man. We're gonna be real men.
I feel like that SpongeBob. Have you seen the first SpongeBob movie where the princess puts like seaweed on their face so they think they're men? I feel like that's gonna be us. We should do an episode where we get like real mustaches and put them on and have like big old mustaches. You got a mustache? But I mean, it's like the curse of old age. So the older you get, like I get like these white hairs now that grow out of my ears, and they just grow like they'll be like this long and like overnight. But I'm losing my hair on my head, and my facial hair won't grow. But hey, I've got 3-inch white.
With hair on my head. I need a haircut. I'm getting one tomorrow.
Oh my
Part
god.
of my shit.
I don't know if I should show my hair off. I don't want to ruin the image of my youth, the facade. Oh, that's nice.
This is kind of weird. I would like.
So you want to become a terrorist or a duck killer who lives in the woods and votes Republican all the time?
What's that duck show?
Duck Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty.
Okay, not all Duck Dynasty people are, not all Republicans are Duck Dynasty people, but it kind of seems like that way lately. Are you gonna do so? What? You look like a terrorist. Do you have a drone outside your house? You keep wearing that thing. There's gonna be a drone over to your house.
I might now. The NSA, they don't care.
They are watching. They always watch. All right, well, whatever. I don't care. You can do it. Your hat fell off. It's falling. There we go. Nice. I like it.
Yeah, thank you, Beard Skis, for sending me this.
Yes, I'm Brian. This is my faithful Wookiee companion, Ryan. he's
I am half Wookiee.
he's half Wookiee.
Yes. So I'm
Well,
half human, half Wookiee.
I feel fortunate that my hair is blonde, so it's like even though I do have like not like I don't have Robin Williams body hair, but at least it's blonde, so it's not I'm not furry. Thank God.
We had one guy in high school. He was like the only 18-year-old in the whole school who had like the hair that was already coming out of his shirt, and he
Ugh.
grew like a full beard in a week.
Like
And everyone thought he was the coolest because, obviously puberty hit him pretty damn hard. Being 18 already, like,
oh,
man, bursting out of his shirt and stuff.
so he's like Teen Wolf. I always felt bad for guys like that. I mean, when you're younger as a guy, you want chest hair because it's manly. You're like, yes, I'm a man. But you don't want, like, you want a normal amount of chest hair. Like, just the kind of like the T. You don't want like you don't want to look like an Ewok. Like, you don't want to be puffy. You don't look like a cat. You definitely don't want it, like, hanging out of your shirts or, like, poor Robin Williams, man. His hair was so dark and black. I remember watching his movies, and he had, like, hair that went up and over his hands. I was just like, oh, my God. It'd be so awful. Your shower would get clogged, like, every time you took a shower.
Yeah, I think if I could grow a beard like this, I would probably just stop it like there.
I have friends who could grow beards like that, and they always complain because they have to shave, like, 3 times a day. This bad boy right here, like, once every 2 or 3 days.
I shave today, and I'll shave when I get back from my vacation in the beginning of August.
All right, you're worse than I am. I have to at least shave probably every 3 days. I gotta shave at least every 3 days.
Well, I'm lazy. I just wait until I get to the point where, like, God, I'm looking disgusting. And then I'll just shave it all off. Are we going to do a show? Are we going to talk about...
We're talking about manscaping and shaving and all kinds of stuff. I feel like we should mention our Facebook page.
Yeah.
We've,
Yes, we have a Facebook page.
Yeah, me and Ryan have been talking about it for a while, and we finally got our own Geek Dad Report Facebook page. We finally mustered enough money to buy a page.
Yes, it took me all of 30 seconds, and it was free.
It was free. So, so we got a Facebook page.
And had all the pictures already ready. He was like,
"Hey man, I told you, I've been waiting. I'm ready. We're gonna run this site." So, like I said, we got a Facebook page. It's not the Geek Dad Report. It's Geek Dad Report. That is 3 words. So, if you haven't already liked us, if you are one of the people who have liked us, thank you very much. The response has been very positive, and we've got a lot of people on board. So,
99 likes. So
99 likes.
100
in less than 1 day. So, it's not a ton, but Rome wasn't built in a day, and our show will not reach superstar celebritydom in one day.
If we wake up in the morning and it's like 100,000 likes or something, my brain's gonna explode.
I'm just gonna get on a plane and fly to Utah, and we're gonna dance. I'll bring the bubbly.
Well, Seattle, so you don't gotta drive.
That's true. I guess that's true. I'll just go buy a bottle of Cristal and we'll pop it. It'd be cool. But no, so like I said, Geek Dad Report. Like us. We're gonna have kind of the same. The Facebook page is gonna be a lot like the show. We're gonna keep a lot of this current news events and have a lot of fun, and all of our Q&A type where we post things where you guys can let us know what questions you have for our Q&A segment. That's where we'll be starting to put all that from now on. So check us out. Let us know what you think.
Give all the people that like to listen to us and watch us, and give you a way to talk to us. And feel free, if you have something that you want us to share, just let us know. Or if we forget and we haven't done it yet, just, we're all about interacting with you guys.
Yes, so. We are and always will be a show about the people. So let us know, man. Talk to us. And also,
that one guy we don't.
Yeah, well, we don't talk to that guy.
It's good.
We are about most people. There's a few people we don't talk to. Also, too, you can hit us up on Twitter at BrianWest53, or you can hit Ryan up at Big Bruiser. But like I said, funnel all your questions and feel free to hit us up on Facebook, Geek Dad Report, and we will talk to you. So that has brought an end to our rambling banter, manscaping Facebook social media segment. I guess we got news.
We do have news. We have news of a Jurassic proportion.
Now that is a smooth transition. That is good. You're getting good at this, Ryan. I'm proud. I'm like a proud papa. That was amazing. Ryan is right. We do have Jurassic news of. No, was it Jurassic proportions? Jurassic
You
World.
ruined it. Just
I did.
tell them freaking news. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Jurassic World is now the third highest grossing movie ever,
It is.
and $1.52 billion.
And what movie did it? What movie did it pass, Ryan?
It has passed the two James Cameron movies.
No, it has not. You're reading ahead. It passed
Wait,
the
no,
Avengers.
No.
Got you. See?
It's still behind James Cameron, that delicious
Yeah.
jerk. And Titanic, who did 2.8 billion, 2.18, and Avatar that did 2.7. Holy crap!
Yeah.
That dude's made tons of money.
Well, that's why they call him James Money Cameron.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know. I just made that up. I don't think they actually call him James Money Cameron, but they should call him. They should call him James. If I ever met him, I'd call him James Money Cameron. But yeah. So Jurassic World just passed. To recap all the wonderful news Ryan gives, just passed Avengers, which I am still shocked that it did. Honestly, I really like Jurassic World, but if you would have told me when I saw it at the press screener that it was going to be the third highest grossing movie of all time, I probably would have been like, yeah, no, it's good, but it's not that good. But people disagreed, and
You can't underestimate the international market now.
yeah, that's true.
A lot of these movies really make their money.
Well, yeah, but even domestically, it made over $614 million, which is no small potatoes. I mean, that's a big number. But yeah, I mean, I think you also can't underestimate people's love of nostalgia. I mean, the trailers did a great job capturing the feel of Jurassic Park, and I think people really were excited. And Chris Pratt's a big star right now, so. I don't know. But yeah, like you said, I don't think it's going to overtake Titanic or Avatar. It might have a shot at Titanic. It hasn't opened in Japan yet. It's one of the only large markets it still has left to go to. But, doing another $6.5 million or $600 million seems a little, it's been out for a while. So, and plus, to be completely fair to Jurassic World and even Avengers, is Titanic and Avatar both had re-releases. So they've been in the theaters more than once. I don't know. I doubt. I know Avengers isn't going to get re-released, I'm guessing, and I'm pretty sure Jurassic World won't either. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm still fingers crossed. I think the new Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, has a shot at maybe Titanic. But
yeah, I think The Force Awakens. Nothing's going to beat Avatar. I mean, it was for the time where it released with the 3D and everything like that. It was a once in a lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, and even you're talking the gap between Titanic and Avatar is $600 million. I mean, that's no small amount. I mean, Avatar, it's almost $3 billion that movie made. So I know there's a lot of people. If Star Wars is good, if Episode 7 is really good, like original trilogy good, I really do think it could knock off Titanic. But I don't know if anybody, like you said, I don't know if anybody's going to beat Avatar. That just seems insurmountable. It seems like that might be the Everest of movies for a while. So anyway, another movie that had a decent opening, but not as good maybe as anticipated, was the Ant-Man released last week. Marvel's Ant-Man came in strong at about $57.5 million, which is good, but it's not good for a Marvel movie. It's I believe it's their second lowest opening of all time, only behind the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, but I think this movie it'll be the one that it'll be number 2 next week, and then it's gonna be number 2 for like 9 weeks.
Well,
So
I think
it's gonna make its money.
Yeah.
It's stay in the top 3 for a very long time.
Well, and I think, the only thing that's really opening, I think, this weekend is Pixels, and I know you're going to talk a little bit about that later, but, I don't know if, there's a good chance Ant-Man, if it has good, strong word of mouth, might beat Pixels this weekend for the number 1 spot, too. Other than that, you still have Minions out there doing well, but, I don't know. When we reviewed Ant-Man, we loved it. If you haven't had a chance to watch our review, it's, we'll have it up on the Facebook page this week, but, I think this is a movie that a lot of people were not sure about and kind of wanted to see what people thought. So I think Ant-Man's going to end up with a strong run, like you said. I think word of mouth is. This is a good movie. It's a top 5 Marvel movie, people. If you guys have not watched Ant-Man, we can't recommend it enough.
Drop off this week, like a lot of movies where they lose 50% of their people on the second week. I
Mm-hmm.
think this one won't have that kind of significant drop off. It's like
Yeah.
you said, people are waiting for their friends to see it, and they, you know, there's a lot of people that I know that they don't read the reviews, they don't pay attention to the critics or something. They'll wait until that one friend goes and sees it, and tells them that it's awesome, and then they'll go see it, the next
Well,
weekend.
and I took my 6-year-old daughter to go see it. She loved it. She says it's her favorite Marvel movie, period, and she loves them all. And I actually got my brother to go with me and his girlfriend, and they were like, I guess we'll go with you. And I'm like, guys, it's really good. And they're like, are you really? Is it really good? I'm like, guys, it's really good. And so I talked to them. I was like, well, what'd you guys think? And they're like, well, we just thought the trailers kind of made it look kind of corny, and we didn't really know much about it. But they both loved it. I mean, they didn't quite love it as much as I did. They still thought it was a little bit behind Guardians, but I mean, they still put it in the same category as Guardians of the Galaxy, which was a huge movie. So, and universally well received. So. Ant-Man is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If somebody's told you they didn't like it, they're crazy. It's a great movie.
There's that one jerk that needs to be punched in the face.
It needs to be punched in the face. It might be that one person who just hates fun. There's always somebody who just hates fun and hates everything. Or they could just be a big DC fanboy who hates Marvel in general. So don't listen to that guy.
Wasn't there like some article from what website was it? We were sharing it on the Watch Play Read chat. Some guy that was saying Ant-Man was like a terrible movie, and he was panning like the whole thing.
Oh yeah, for Vanity Fair. That guy's an idiot. You know what? Listen, part of the thing that me and Ryan do is we are critics. We have to review things, and everyone's entitled to their opinion, and we don't always agree, and everyone on our website, Watch Play Read, doesn't always agree on stuff, and usually we give everybody their space and say, okay, you're entitled to your opinion, and call it. Say what you want. But this guy from Vanity Fair was an idiot. I mean, I don't think he should be allowed to review movies. Like, literally, I've never read a review where I couldn't even agree. Like, sometimes you like the movie and they didn't, and they bring up a point where you're like, oh, okay, that's a fair point. This guy was like, the action was bad, the CGI was terrible, Paul Rudd wasn't funny, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I mean, if you don't...
Same movie, were you watching, like, some Japanese subtitled version?
Yeah, did somebody not load it right on the reel and it was like playing like it was dubbed or something? Because I mean, yeah, I don't know what his name is, but I was not impressed. So, Mr. Vanity Fair critic, if you are watching this, your review was terrible. You should not review movies anymore. You should review like French art films. Go see Art Man. Art Man. Go see Ant-Man. And don't read Vanity Fair movie reviews. So moving on, some Game of Thrones news. We haven't talked much Game of Thrones lately, as in like a week, but
people are finally starting to accept that Jon Snow is dead.
Well, I was gonna say spoiler, but yeah. So unless you haven't read the internet over the last month, you probably know Jon Snow was killed at the end of episode 10 of season 5. If you want to know how I felt about it, Ryan felt about it, guess what? We did a Geek Dad report, special report. On the final episode, but spoiler alert, I was pissed, really pissed, and a lot of people were mad too. So it's kind of created this fun internet almost sensation where it's like turned into this like Jon Snow watch, where everybody's watching Kit Harington's like every move to try and figure out what's going to happen to Jon Snow in season 6, because obviously there's no book and nobody knows.
And if people don't know, I have been reading every single book the day it releases, so I had known about everything that have happened up until the end of this season. So when anything new comes out now, it's I have to decide if I'm either going to cover my ears and just not read the screen, or this is a really interesting point for me, because I'm used to knowing everything, and now with this next season coming up, it's like, well, now I'm ruining the book essentially.
Well, and that's what's kind of cool about this whole season, or what's coming up with season 6 is you're right. I think that's what's creating this internet sensation where everyone's just talking about it 24/7. Because I don't remember this much buzz about Game of Thrones like ever. I mean, nobody knows what's going on, and everyone's kind of banded together to try and figure it out, and it's actually kind of fun. I mean, I know he's working. George R. R. Martin's working on I forget what the next book's called, but I know he's working on it. and he's trying to have it out before the next season. But I kind of hope he doesn't, because the moment, if it comes out before the next season, the moment it's released, all anybody's going to do is thumb through it and see if they can see Jon Snow's name doing anything, and they're going to know. So I don't know. We'll see. But
I'll be 100% honest. I won't read the section, but I'm going to go.
Jon Snow, where's he at?
See, Jon Snow life. Okay, thank God. And
Well,
now I'm going to start reading the book. So.
And what's funny is the speculation on whether, well, before we talk about the speculation, so the news that we tease you guys with is that somebody's took some pictures of Jon Snow getting off a plane in Ireland with, I don't remember the guy's name, but he's the big redheaded guy who kind of leads the wildlings after Mance Rayder got killed. Well, him,
Yes.
him and Jon Snow got off a plane together in Belfast, where they're actually doing the table read for season 6 of Game of Thrones. And he's got his locks, he's got his beard, he looks like Jon Snow. So everyone's taking this as an assumption that he is, going to be some part of episode or season 6. Now, that may be true. I do want to say that apparently season 5 they did the same thing with Tywin. I don't know his name, so the actor, but he he was killed at the end of season 4, and he still showed up for the table read, even though it was only for a funeral scene and like a couple small little,
Still made everyone freak out. Like, he's coming back.
He's coming back, but I feel like this is a little different. Tywin's arc was kind of over. Jon, there's still so many unanswered things. Plus, there's some casting speculation there. They've casted some characters that apparently meet the description of some of the characters in book 1 from flashback scenes that involve possible Jon Snow lineage, and there's apparently a big famous tower scene that takes place in one of the flashbacks that they've apparently got a location. It's a castle with a big tower, so I don't know. Let the speculation begin. Personally, I think Jon Snow's coming back, but who knows? But
he's coming back as a funeral pyre.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. Here, one or two things.
Done.
Do us a favor, Game of Thrones. We're not going to like you either way unless he's coming back, but do it episode 1. The first scene from episode 1 needs to be, if Jon Snow is dead and gone, lighting him on fire, his ashes are gone,
And then a good solid minute of watching like ashes disperse,
Yes.
just to totally confirm like he's dead.
And then when those ashes go to the sky, birds come and eat the ashes, and then those birds are eaten by dragons, and just something that we all know that he is gone.
Comes crawling out of the dragon's mouth.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, that would be awesome. But just something that we know he's gone, because I've speculated that I think he's coming back, but I think it might not be till the final scene of, episode 10, which would be almost worse, because the whole season you just speculate and you just be on just waiting to see. So I don't know. But it's exciting times to be a Game of Thrones fans, I guess.
Nobody knows what's going to happen.
Nobody knows what's going to happen. So moving on from Game of Thrones. So there's some alien kind of news, I guess. So Neil Blomkamp, who directed District 9 and Elysium and Chappie, is now going to direct the next Alien movie, and it's going to be the sequel to Aliens. I guess his story is going to scrap Alien 3 and scrap Alien Resurrection and Alien vs. Predator and all those crappy movies that nobody liked anyway.
Was Alien 3 where they go to the prison?
Yeah, Alien 3 is the one that was actually written by Joss... No, sorry, that was Alien 4 that was written by Joss Whedon. But Alien 3 was directed by David Fincher, I believe. And they went to the alien planet in this one where, spoiler, Ripley has the queen alien inside of her and it pops out at the end and they fall into the inferno and it's the end of the story and it's kind of depressing. But luckily for us, Neil Blomkamp agreed that was a terrible way to end the series and that Ripley and Hicks and Newt, and they all deserved better than what they got. And so he... when he recently worked with Sigourney Weaver on Chappie, he had some concept art that he had made and some ideas, and he kind of pitched it to Sigourney Weaver, and she loved it, and so it got leaked online, and Fox kind of took notice. Yeah, leaked by who knows, but Fox took notice and they really liked it. And apparently they met with Neil Blomkamp and they worked out a deal, and now his next movie is going to be the Alien sequel, and I'm very excited about it. I love Neil as a director, and I think he's going to do a great job. But what's really cool is he just released a piece of concept art from the upcoming movie that he's a new piece, and it shows Ripley age. It shows Hicks with his face kind of half melted because he got the alien blood on him at the end of it, and and they're kind of ordering around a new set of Marines, and it looks awesome. It just I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun to be in an age where they kind of release stuff like that, and you get the even though it's just one image, you can you sit there for 10 minutes just staring at every little quadrant, trying to find any piece of relevant information. So
Well,
it looks fun, and
it
I'm excited to see more from it.
yeah, I'm a huge Aliens fan, and I've been waiting. I mean, Alien 1 and Alien 2 are two of my favorite movies of all time, and the rest has just been it's been terrible as a fan of those two movies to watch just the crap that they keep rolling out. It's such a great franchise that if they could just rekindle it. So
Watch Aliens.
is which one?
Did I ever tell you how I started watching alien movies?
Uh-uh.
My cousin and I, when we were in high school, we I think Resurrection had just come out. We rented Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, and Resurrection, and we watched it each one in sequence. So we watched
nice.
just did that for like a whole day.
That's cool.
Just watched the whole thing. It was awesome.
Yeah, except for the day probably started out awesome and then just ended depressing because you're just like,
By the time we got to Resurrection, we were just
kill me, kill me.
we didn't have an Xbox. What did we have? We had GoldenEye.
Yeah,
So,
hey, that's a classic. We could spend a whole day talking about GoldenEye, but so more news is that as it comes out, it's still a long ways away from being shot and done and stuff like that. But if you're an Aliens fan, it looks like there could be, fingers crossed, some hope that the franchise might be.
Unless he decides to make a South African,
South African alien movie. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's leaving South Africa behind. So, I forgot. There's that crappy Prometheus movie. We have the sequel to look forward to. The Prometheus. The alien, not alien movie. I don't know. So I'll try and get the piece of artwork up, the concept art for Alien up on the Facebook page. You guys can see it and let us know what you think about it. Flash, a couple little quick things here. Flash, season 2, he's getting a new, I don't know, costume, superhero Flash suit. It's exactly like the superhero Flash suit from season 1, except for his emblem is now white with a lightning bolt instead of a red. So it looks cool. It's not a huge change, but it's a subtle one. It's much more in line with his comic book alter ego. So,
I just want to watch it.
Yes, you need to watch season 1. It is so good.
When is it coming out on Netflix?
Yeah, it should be out. I'm guessing it comes out soon because they start up again in September, I think. So, Green Arrow just recently did it. We talked about it last week. He moved more towards his comic book type costume. So, I predict a lot of these characters will start moving, getting more in line with their new 52 alter egos. So that'd be kind of cool. Cool news if you're a fan. We posted the picture up on the Facebook page. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Xena Warrior Princess might be coming back to television. So I know my sister is going to be extremely happy. She is a huge Xena fan. Now, I like Xena. I actually liked Hercules. I remember being a kid watching the first Hercules they did. It was like a late night mini movie. They did like an hour and a half. There's like 3 of them, and then they spawned Xena. But
Kevin Sorbo.
yeah, Xena. Full disclaimer, has not been announced that it's coming back. This is kind of rumor news. Lucy Lawless herself had kind of come on and said that there's been talk, but nothing's concrete. So, and she's married to the producer, so she would know.
Would they bring back Gabrielle?
I hope so. Just bring them all back.
Jockster the Brave?
Dude, I forgot it. Jockster the Mighty, he's very tidy, goes around the countryside, fighting for adventure. Yeah, I don't know why I just remembered that, but that was pretty funny.
That was really good, actually. I totally forgot about it. So.
I did too until you said it, and then I watched it. Like I said, I watched the show. I liked it. It had Ash... and built Bruce Campbell. He was great in it. It was a fun show.
It was a good show. It was fun, and it made a lot of headway.
Yeah, it was a very cult classic, and
starring roles that are in that kind of capacity.
Well, it was kind of it was Wonder Woman. Honestly, Xena was basically Wonder Woman. and she ran around doing awesome stuff. So I hope they bring it back. I would like to see Kevin Sorbo reprise his role as Hercules just for guest appearances, because that whole cast worked really well together and they were fun. So I don't know if we hear anything concrete, we'll let you guys know. But Xena Princess Warrior Princess fans, I can't speak tonight. Xena Princess Queen Warrior Xena of the Amazonian people. Now, Xena Warrior Princess, if you're a fan, keep your fingers crossed. There may be some rumblings that might get a revival. So, some Batman, speaking of Wonder Woman, transition. Some Batman Superman news. In the trailer, it showed Robin, so it's Robin's suit anyway, and it's been long speculated that Robin will be in a flashback scene in Batman vs. Superman, but he has been killed by the Joker, is what the rumor is. Throw a little more fuel on the Robin fire, at least. It's rumored that Zack Snyder's 19-year-old son Eli has actually been cast to play Jason Todd.
Damn you!
So
Zack Snyder casting your children.
Well, apparently he's been in almost all his movies. He was in Sucker Punch, Watchmen, and the 300. So small minor roles, but which is what I'm guessing Robin would be. But there's actually kind of a fun. I don't want to spend too much time on this. It's just some fun news. Apparently
for sure. So
apparently a Reddit. I wish I had his name and I didn't get his name, but apparently a Reddit user came up with a fun theory that's been kind of making its way around the internet that Jason Todd is actually Jason Todd in the comics was killed by the Joker, and in The Dark Knight Returns, which is the comic book that this movie's kind of based on, Batman ends up killing the Joker partially and because of Jason Todd and just everything he's done. And so a lot of the rumor is in this that Jared Leto is actually not the original Joker. He proposed that Jason Todd came back. Batman killed the Joker, but because Jason Todd came back slightly crazy, he ends up becoming the new Joker. I don't know. I don't think that's a working theory, but I thought it was kind of interesting.
That was a lot of heavy nerd stuff that slightly went over my head. So.
Okay, so so in the comic books, Jason Todd is resurrected by the Lazarus Pit and comes back as the Red Hood. So I think his theory is that in this universe, he could come back and they could tie it all into the Joker, which would explain why the Joker's so different than a lot of the other Jokers. Me personally, I think that's way too much backstory to try and cram into this movie, a movie that's going to be full of already too much backstory. So
give me a lot of stuff.
It's a much more simpler explanation to just say this version of the Joker is a psychopath, and this is the way he is. So, but interesting stuff. Let's see here. A couple new trailers hit the interwebs today. The first one was the new James Bond movie, Spectre, released its first full-length trailer, and it is awesome.
Yes, it's very James Bond, and if you don't like James Bond, you won't like it. But if you like James Bond, you'll be sitting there going, woo-hoo.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Skyfall. I mean, I didn't dislike it, but it was, a little bit of a slower tone. It's kind of a long movie. I kind of like more of the action-packed. I'm a fan of the Pierce Brosnan movies. And even the first Casino Royale, what is it?
Do you like him as James Bond, or do you?
Which one was the second one? I don't know. It was Skyfall. Skyfall was the last one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like Daniel Craig a lot as James Bond. Honestly, I think he's a really good James Bond. And I like the first two movies he did. They were kind of one movie that was split up into two. I just didn't really like the tone of the last one. I thought it was kind of, I don't know. It didn't excite me as much as some of the other ones in the past. But this one looks great. It looks action packed. It looks very. It looks like a throwback to the Sean Connery Bonds, honestly, which I'm a big fan of too. So
not everything a dude needs to live.
And they got a badass Austin Martin in there. It looks cool. So we got the trailer on the Facebook page. God, I like saying we got a Facebook page. We got a trailer on the Facebook page. You can find it. Geek Dad Report Facebook page. No, we got the trailer up. Take a look at it. Let us know what you think. The other trailer has kind of a, if you're a parent, go and show your kids this. The Good Dinosaur from Disney Pixar. Now, I don't know if it's actually Pixar. I've never seen it say Disney Pixar. Usually it's either Disney or Pixar.
That's how we're going to start doing it now.
So instead of just making them separate?
Just so everyone knows, we are Disney and Pixar's our bitch. And so this is Disney Pixar.
Well, actually, it's kind of the other way around. Pixar basically was, if you ever read the book Jobs, you show how Steve Jobs brokered a deal where basically Pixar took over Disney's animation studios, and so basically the guys who run Pixar run all of Disney Animation now. So that's why the Disney Animation suddenly got better. Tangled and Frozen and all these movies magically got better. It was because all the influx of Pixar talent. But I don't know.
But the trailer looks great. If you got kids that love dinosaurs and or anything that's just very kid friendly movie, it looks stunning.
Yeah,
and,
it looks
it's
really
nice.
good.
It's something that's different, not based off some kind of other property that I know of.
Yeah, it looks like it asks the question: what happens if the giant meteor that everyone believes killed off the dinosaurs hitting the Earth missed the Earth instead? And so it kind of shows dinosaurs didn't become extinct and they're interacting with humans a little bit. And I don't know. I put both my girls sat on my lap and we watched it 2 times in a row, and they were already asking when we were going to go see it. So.
Yep, that was pretty much my 7-year-old. He's been wanting to be a paleontologist ever since he could talk. So anything dinosaur related, he's all over it. So.
Yeah, so if they're waiting for that, you could go see Jurassic World, and they could be scared of dinosaurs. So that trailer's up on our Facebook page. Check it out. Let us know what you think. So a little bit of X-Files news. Robbie Amell, who also plays Firestorm and is Stephen Amell, the Arrow's cousin, and Lauren Ambrose have been cast as FBI agents in the new season of X-Files. Apparently it's only for 1 episode right now that I'm aware of, but it's only a 6-episode season, so there's not a lot of room for a whole ton of new additions. But I don't know if they're adding these to maybe do a spinoff later, or they haven't really said what their future is for X-Files, whether it's just going to be this season or more seasons, but we shall see. They play FBI agents, and they're going to be in the new season. Also been confirmed the Lone Gunmen are going to return to the X-Files, so if you're an X-Files fan, the Lone Gunmen are the 3 super nerd hackers that believe the government is, trying to suck their brains out, and I don't know.
Those crazy conspiracies.
They're uber conspiracy guys, but they were a lot of fun. They were apparently killed off. Everyone thought they were killed off in, I think, season 9 of the X-Files, but I guess not, because they're back, so I don't know, whatever. They were fun. I'm good to see them. It seems like just about everybody has come back for X-Files, so it should be a fun show when it comes back. A little Apple news here. Apple has just reported its third quarter earnings, and they made $50 billion. They just print money.
And people that invest in the stock market were so pissed off that Apple made so much money and beat all their earnings and everything, they all started dumping all their shares.
Yeah.
And Apple actually lost, I think at one point they had lost $62 billion of their market share. I haven't been paying attention to how much if it's gone back up or not, but as early as everyone was selling the stock, and they have over $200 billion in cash reserves. So basically that means it's just sitting like in a giant Scrooge McDuck money bin, and
only in America.
Swim around in it whenever they want to, and
only in America can a company make $50 billion, beat all their expectation, and their shareholders get angry at them. So, whatever. The only little bit of other bit of iOS news is that, or Apple news, is that iOS devices are now will pass the or have passed the Windows devices. So Android had already done that. Now Apple has too. So I don't know what that means for Microsoft. Hopefully they're. I live in Washington, so I don't want to see Microsoft go under, but hopefully they will figure out new ways to invent and where they are going to get left in the dust. So, I don't know. If you're a Surface owner or a Windows Phone owner, it could be dark days ahead.
We feel sorry for you.
Pacific Rim 2 is going to start shooting here in November, and it looks like it may have a working title. It looks like Pacific Rim Maelstrom is going to be the title of this movie.
So, do we know anything about it yet? I haven't been paying too much attention.
It has robots and kaiju. I don't know. The last bit I heard is it wasn't going to have the original characters, that it was going to focus on a different aspect of the battle between, I don't know, the Jaegers and the kaiju. So, I don't know. I have no idea. The only reason why I even mention this is because...
As long as we got Jaegers fighting big giant monsters, I don't care.
Well, I think it was at Charlie Hunnam. I really liked him. I hope he comes back. So I don't know. But basically the reason why I mentioned this, other than the fact that it has a title, is that apparently Legendary Films, who bankrolls this movie, also bankrolled the Hellboy movies, has told I can't even say his name, Del Toro,
Del Toro.
and Ron Perlman that if this Pacific Rim 2 is a financial success, that they will greenlight Hellboy 3. So they've been trying to get that done for a long time, and it looks like they kind of finally threw down the gauntlet. And Legendary Film said, "Okay, you make this movie a bunch of money for us, we'll greenlight Hellboy 3." So if you're a Hellboy fan and you want to see that movie get made when Pacific Rim comes out in 2017, go see it like 10 times.
Army was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, I like Hellboy. Hellboy was a fun property.
Mm.
So Sword in the Stone. So we talked last week about live action Disney movies and how they're out of control and getting remade. This one might be kind of interesting. Apparently they have hired a Game of Thrones writer to write the script for Sword in the Stone.
It should be. I think that can possibly be fun. I mean, it's a story that's been told 100 million times by so many different ways. So.
But, well, and to be fair to this guy, I doubt he's going to write it like Game of Thrones. I mean, obviously George R. R. Martin wrote Game of Thrones, so I can't imagine Arthur's going to get his head chopped off like in the first 5 minutes, and a dragon's going to eat everybody or something. But
we'll see how he takes the property. I mean, it's basically just they're adapting the book, so this is just adapting something else.
Well, and the Game of Thrones TV show is a very well written show. Regardless of how you feel about some of the plot points, but I don't know. I can't imagine it's a bad thing. I just thought it was kind of fun news that a violent property like Game of Thrones is going to be one of the writers is going to be writing a kids live action. So maybe we'll get our wish in the movies that'll be a little more darker.
The whole wizard when he's turning into like fish and squirrels.
I feel like there'll be no nudity, so that's probably out. Last but a couple little things we got for you guys real quick. X-Men. Bryan Singer's announced that Quicksilver will have a much bigger and better scene in Age of Apocalypse. So he was my favorite part of Days of Future Past. I thought he was great. And so it's good that he's getting a bigger scene, but once again, leave it to Bryan Singer to take the best thing about X-Men Days of Future Past and only give him a bigger scene in the next movie instead of actually making him part of the actual cast. So good job, Bryan Singer. FIFA 16, the well-loved video game for Xbox and PlayStation and everything, is finally going to have a female athlete on the cover. And this is very big news for a couple reasons. One, soccer is one of the sports that actually has a very huge female soccer following. And, in fact, the USA just won the World Cup. And, Booyaka Shah. Way to go, women. We love you guys. But for the longest time, they could not get... FIFA has been a very kind of misogynistic entity, and they have not respected their women soccer players.
FIFA is very corrupt and dickhead organization.
And in light of a lot of the heads resigning, stepping down, and getting brought up on charges of corruption, one of the biggest things that's happened so far is that this next cover is going to be shared by females and men. So, it actually been kind of cool to give them the females their own cover, but, I mean, small steps, I guess, baby steps you got to take. But, let's see, Alex Morgan of the USA and Christine Sinclair will share the cover alongside Lionel and Messi. So, not a lot of news other than it's actually happening, and couldn't support it more. We're very excited for that. We think it's about time. And,
you're actually buying FIFA.
Way to go, Team USA. nice job, ladies. Our last final news story of the night is about Tesla. So if you don't know what Tesla is an awesome electric car. It's one of the few electric cars that are just badass.
If I had the money, I would totally buy one.
In the grand scheme of things, they're actually fairly affordable for what you get. They usually range about $70,000. So, I mean, they're obviously not cheap. But considering a Prius or a Chevy Volt's going to cost you $50,000, it's not that much more money, and you're getting way more car. They're very sporty and they're very cool.
Model though, that's supposed to be a $40,000.
Yeah, that's apparently not to get too off track, but the guy who owns Tesla has been fighting with the government for years apparently to release that technology. I can't imagine. I mean, the conspiracy guy in me wonders how much of the oil companies is behind fighting that fight, but a $30,000 Tesla that can run a long time on electric. I mean, Tesla's cool. They have fuel stations or electric charge stations strategically placed all over America, so you can go across the entire country and never run out of energy. So, but the news I wanted to bring up, it's kind of fun news. Their Model S is getting an upgrade. They're calling it the ludicrous mode upgrade, and it's going to be
that's awesome.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, go watch Spaceballs right now.
Yes, and this is partly why this made it into the news, because this is all Spaceball references. So their ludicrous package is going to be $5,000 for anybody who already owns an S for the next 6 months or whatever. You get a new battery and some new upgrades, and your car is going to be able to go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, and you're going to be able to do the quarter mile in 10.9 seconds. So that's an electric car, people. That is zero gasoline.
$5,000 upgrade? Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the cost of a couple turbos, and you're getting a way better advantage. If you don't, all new owners are going to have to pay $10,000 for the upgrade. So, the other little bit of news that's kind of fun, their next upgrade is coming in a couple of years, and it's going to be called the Maximum Plaid upgrade. Yes.
And once again, go watch Spaceballs right now.
Not only do I want a Tesla
from the 80s, it was freaking hilarious. It's kind of like a making fun of Star Wars, but
if you haven't seen Spaceballs, that's definitely our recommendation of the week. Watch Spaceballs; it's fantastic. Directed by Mel Brooks, and it's great. But any company that makes an awesome electric car for reasonably priced, and they can kind of point to Spaceballs, and they're obviously kind of dorky in the process, definitely gets 2 thumbs up from me and Ryan. So
merchandising.
That's it. That's all the news we got.
Yay.
Oh, should I tear it? No, I'm not gonna tear it. I'm just gonna throw it. There we go. Normally one of our news topics leads into our topic of the week, but today me and Ryan decided to go off rails a little bit because we've been watching the Falling Skies on TNT, and it's been one of our kind of guilty pleasure summer shows that me and Ryan have talked about since our friendship started, and we can take it no longer. The final season of Falling Skies has been absolutely awful, and
it's been very cringe. Like the last episode, I predicted everything that was going to happen.
I mean, there's a part, and I'm not going to say spoiler because I don't care. There's a part where somebody has to get their kidney removed, and the doctor reaches in there with a pair of barbecue tongs and just pulls it out. Like it's not even attached to anything.
And I swear I heard a...
Yeah, you did because it happened. And then she takes it and then she just puts it in the new guy and seals it up. And he's like, "Wow, I recovered totally fine." I mean, the writers have completely mailed it in. But this is not a rant about Falling Skies. That we're gonna save that for the season finale. Me and Ryan are talking about doing something fun, maybe something special for the.
We might just get incredibly drunk, because that might be the only way we could talk about it.
We might have some cocktails and have a special Geek Dad drunk report where we just basically rail the final season of Falling Skies in our review. So something to look forward to. We'll let you guys know about that as we decide what we're going to do. But it kind of got us talking about shows and how long is too long, and do shows, especially American shows, do we tend to stretch things out too far? But so by the time you get to the end, you just don't care anymore.
Lost.
Lost didn't really stretch it out too far because it was only 4 seasons, but I think about season 2, they realized they had way too much.
4 seasons?
No, it was only 4 seasons. It just felt really long.
Oh,
dude, it
was
was
like
4 seasons.
6 seasons of Lost.
There was 4 seasons of Lost. 4.
Okay, you just keep talking.
I'm gonna keep talking. So
pull up.
But like for instance, I just finished watching Justified on FX. Great show. If you've never seen Justified, I do recommend it. It's a really good show, and I think it ran for 5 or 6 seasons. But honestly, by the 5th season, or this final season,
6 seasons of Lost.
All right. Well, maybe I just stopped caring after 4. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, probably. That was when my wife quit.
So. But like I was saying, Justified is a really well-done show, a great show that I highly recommend. But even the final season, I just kind of got tired of the show, and I was kind of glad it was over. And so, personally, I think we like to hang on too much, and I think people, I think studios want to make money. So I think instead of telling a complete story, lots of times they just kind of stretch it out, and it ends up just being terrible.
I watch a bunch of BBC shows where, they're only 3 seasons long, and my wife even got into this one show that was only 2 seasons long, and they only had 3 episodes each season.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all about telling a fantastic story.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really like with how the BBC does their shows. They're not afraid to say, well, here's the story. It's only going to be really short, but it's going to be a really good story. And then you get to American TV, we're like, well, the first season might be an amazing story, but now we need to stretch that out as long as we can until people just stop caring, and then we'll just cut it off and not even give you a satisfactory ending.
Well, and that happened. That happened. What is it? Heroes. I mean, the first season of Heroes was such a great show. I mean, it's one of the best shows I think season ones I've ever seen. And they only got 3 seasons, but by season 2, you felt like halfway through season 2, you just wanted the show to end because it was a mess. I mean, to be fair, that was halfway through the writer's strike, I believe. But, I don't know. I feel like the best shows are ones that, like Breaking Bad, I think that was only 4 or 5 seasons. I think it was 6 seasons. I think the best shows are the ones where they write the story from the beginning. They have an entire story arc. They know exactly what's going to happen, and they just aren't afraid to end it.
Yeah, that's like Breaking Bad. I watched that last summer.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me 6 months from start to finish to watch everything. Man, and sometimes it just really comes down to the writers, like who you have hired. I mean, their cast or their writing crew was simply amazing what they were able to deliver.
Well, and I think some of it. Well, I think some of it depends on some of the shows too. Like shows like Flash and Arrow, they seem to write an entire season like a chapter in a bigger story instead of like one big story. I think if you break it down into that aspect, I think you can have it maybe run a little longer because I love Arrow, but season 3 was not a very strong season. But what's kind of cool is because they wrapped it all up, they don't have to continue to keep telling the same story that people aren't really into. They can kind of just put it behind them and start a whole new story and move on with the characters. But I watch Supernatural, and I'm a big fan of Supernatural, but they wrote that to be a 5-season show, and it was one big story, but it had such a huge following that they decided to continue it. But season 2 and 3 were a mess trying to figure out where the story should go because they wrote this complete story. Now they're on season 10 now, and they finally kind of got back on track this last couple of seasons. But
today she's on the show now or something.
Yeah, well, kind of. That's how it happens in case anybody watches it. But I think 10 seasons is too much. We love these characters, but I think at some point we have to just let them go. I'd rather see a Spartacus. There's a good example of a show. Spartacus was 3 seasons. Now I know, the main Spartacus star Andy Whitfield was killed. Died early into season 2 because of he had cancer. But even recasting, they had a 3-season arc. They decided, they started with 2 seasons. They didn't know, they thought they might go 4, but then they realized after season 2 that it was kind of dragging on, and they just decided, you know what, we're going to put our whole everything into this final season, and it was really epic. I mean, they had like a 6-episode prequel season, but it's 3 seasons of really good drama that never felt too long, and it ended well. And so, I think shows that halfway through a season when they recognize things are starting to not be as good and just say, you know what, we need to wrap the story up and tell it. I would like to see a lot more of that, honestly.
Yeah, it's dramas. I think when you get into the genres, obviously comedy, stuff like Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
How long was Seinfeld was on for 10 seasons or something like that?
Oh yeah, a lot of seasons.
I mean, they made $1 billion in syndication on their last syndication deal.
It was a show about nothing, so it could always be a show about nothing. So
you can go on forever. But when you get all these dramas that are trying to tell this big, huge story, and when they drag it out for so long, it's just
yeah.
It's like writing a book and then realizing 3/4 of the way that you have this amazing book, so you just try and drag it out as long as possible.
Yeah, make a bunch of sequels that nobody really wants to read. But like I'm watching The Last Ship right now, and season 2 has been really good. But it's a show that has a shelf life. It's like, how long can this show really go on? And so I'm really hopeful that it does really well in the ratings. But I'm hopeful that they say, listen, this is a 5-season show or a 4-season show. Hopefully, it's also on TNT. Hopefully they see Falling Skies, and they can't be blind to the fact that everybody hates this. I mean, I haven't found a single review that people legitimately talk about it like it's good. It's just terrible, and they have to know it. And I feel bad because I feel like the cast tries hard.
Even Chris is usually kind of optimistic about shows. He even said he was like, "What is going
Yeah.
on last season?"
So I don't know. I guess our answer is, know the property, and if it's a show that only needs a few seasons, we need to just make them 3 seasons and quit dragging this stuff on because I'm tired of watching it.
Stop trying to milk out as much money as you can. Just
Yeah.
make it a great show and make it short, and then move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And you get a lot more viewers and a lot more loyal following to your network.
Yeah, and don't make it more than 12 episodes. If you're a cable channel like Sci-Fi or TNT, don't make it more than 12 or 13 episodes, and don't make it more than 4, 5, or 6 seasons at the most. I think that's the best way to tell a story. So, I don't know. Let us know what you think. If you agree or disagree with us, or if you want to talk about any of your, started out as favorite shows and shows that turned out to be terrible, like Lost and Falling Skies and Heroes, and the list is long.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Constantine.
Hey, whoa. That was a show. That's another topic. Shows that got canceled too early. That's our topic next week. Brilliant shows.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying.
It's going to go up there with Firefly. No, it's not gonna go up there with Firefly. But, hey, good news, though. Season 4 of Arrow has been confirmed that it's going to be all about mystics and magic. So there's a good chance that John Constantine will come back for a few episodes. So I'm good. I'm excited. That's all we got. I guess it's time for a Q&A.
Yes, we had some good questions this
We
week.
did have some good questions.
On our Facebook page. If anyone doesn't know, we have a Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page. So I used to post them on my page, and Ryan used to post them on his page. We used to ask people for questions. We're gonna shift that, and we're gonna put it on the Geek Dad Report page from now on, everybody. So all our loyal question people, there's about 10 of you guys that consistently ask questions. We hope that we got 100 likes right now, so we want all 100 of you to participate. We don't expect you to, but if you want to, we would love to see more questions from everybody. But
process, our favorite one gets a gold star.
Yep.
We need to keep track of your own gold stars, and we do not have a payment system for the gold stars quite yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah, hey, show them what you just got in the mail. What did you just get in the mail?
Well, because I'm very good with a lot of our business contacts, I got this in the mail today. Justice League Gods and Monsters. It doesn't come out until 28th, which is next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. But we'll be watching it.
We'll be watching it, and I gave Ryan the ultraviolet code, so he's already got it.
Oh yeah.
And then if you really want to know, I also got Scooby Doo and Kiss from the same Warner Brothers animated. So.
That's like peanut butter and jelly. I can't believe somebody didn't think of that sooner. I mean, I'm shocked.
Yes. So yeah, it just showed up in the mail.
But these are things that we get that we would like to start giving away. And so now that we have a Facebook page, we can track how many people like us. And the more people like us, the more fun things we can do. So, share the page with your friends, tell everybody about us, and hopefully we get more people. We can get people to give us free stuff that we would love to give away. So keep track of your gold stars. One day we'll be giving prizes. Promise.
Yes, sooner than later.
So, like I said, from now on, our Q&A, question submit post will always be on our Facebook page. So make sure you check there throughout the week. If you got something that you're just dying to ask us and you can't wait, feel free to just message us or send it to us, and we'll hang on to it. But all right, so questions this week. We didn't have any new people this week, but we got a few longtime loyal questionnaires, and we got.
We're fighting hand over fist for gold stars.
We do, man. They talk about it too. I even get message like, I think this might be the winner. So, for those who wasn't the winner, I'm sorry. So we'll start out with Phil's question. Phil, you were close again, buddy, but you were not.
It was literally like a flip of a coin.
It was this close.
Yes.
We have faith that you'll regain your Gold Star Championship trophy one day, but right now, unfortunately, it was not you. So, Phil gave us 2 quick questions. One was, with Star Wars, Captain America, Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, blah, 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 Batman, Superman, is this the greatest time for for comic book and sci-fi geeks ever. Is this the best time for us ever? Yes, this is the golden age for us.
Basically, it's finally gone mainstream,
Yeah.
and you don't get made fun of or get looked at weird if you wear a Star Wars shirt anymore.
Or Spider-Man shirts. Everyone thinks it's cool.
Yeah. Everyone thinks you're awesome now. So, pretty much ride that wave while you can.
Yeah, enjoy it. I mean,
it's going to be the next big thing. It might be vampires again.
God. It won't be vampires again. This is going to stick around for a while. I can feel it. No, seriously. I mean, me and Ryan, all at the beginning of the episode, we're talking about, playing sports and doing all those things. And seriously, when we were younger, you played Magic cards like in a basement with no windows, or you read your comic books, when there was nobody around. You hid them.
There's a group of guys that play Dungeons and Dragons on lunch,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to go hang out with those guys and do stuff because it always interests me. I've always been a nerd. I just never wanted to tell any of because I was, I did sports. I did 3 sports all year round.
Yeah.
So I didn't want my friends to know it. I like comic books, and I still collected a lot of different kind of nerdy stuff. So I just never really told anyone.
Dude, I played middle linebacker, and we were, me and my football buddies would like get together like we were selling drugs to each other, all hush hush, and like, hey, maybe behind the locker, and we're handing each other Magic cards. I mean, it was, that's the way it used to be, and it's great to be a fan of this stuff right now. I mean, you can be out in the open, and in fact, you're kind of a dork, you're kind of a loser if you don't know who Spider-Man is now, which is, we should never call anybody losers. It's painful and it hurts, but it is the golden age to be a nerd or a geek or.
So you can, because it will get replaced someday.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of when, but.
Not if we stay strong, Ryan. Stay strong, people. We'll stay strong. We've been through those dark times, and we don't want to go back. We are strong. United, we stand. But yes, it is the golden era for being. This is everything as kids, as children that we wanted to see. With the exception of maybe Star Wars, this is what we were finally getting to see it. So yes, enjoy it. Phil's other question is, why does some people take so long to hang sheetrock? Probably because we all have internet skills now. No one has real skills anymore.
My dad is a contractor, and he's been doing, building houses and doing flooring for 40 years now, and I can't hang sheetrock, so, because I just don't care.
Let me tell you, I can hang sheetrock pretty quick.
Someone to do it for me.
I can hang sheetrock really fast. So what I do is I get my phone and I speed down my father-in-law, and he comes right over, and then we hang it up real quick. It's really fast. It's a simple process. Probably Phil, because most of us don't have skills anymore for that kind of thing. We all know how to Google things and Gmail things and YouTube things.
So it's becoming an actual economy of drones.
Yeah, we are. Why do you think we're trying to start a internet awesome show where we can become famous so we can have money to pay people to do these things? Because I can't do them. I don't know. He can't do them. We can't do anything. We're useless. I can tie my shoes sometimes. They need to bring back Velcro. Make Velcro cool so I don't have to tie my shoes anymore. That'd be awesome.
I want to get a Velcro watch or a Velcro wallet. I miss that sound when you open up your wallet.
Dude, that's like a nerd sound. That is a straight nerd sound. What that is. All right, so next up, Josh from Virginia has a couple questions. His first one is kind of a funny one. It's endeared to my heart. He almost got the gold star just because he wanted to make fun of Age of Apocalypse, X-Men Age of Apocalypse, the movie, not the comic book. The comic book is amazing. So his question is the new X-Men movie a sequel to the original Power Rangers movie? And so a little insight, yes. The answer is yes. He sent me a picture. It's a picture that's been going around the internet a lot. I'll try and get something up on the Facebook page. But basically, Ivan Ooze, the villain from the Power Rangers movie, bears a striking resemblance to Bryan Singer's version of Apocalypse from Age of Apocalypse. So there's been a ton of memes and pictures and funny things floating the internet, and I don't know. I love it because I think it's funny.
It's good.
It's good. So yes, it is actually X-Men Age of Power Rangers.
Age of the Ooze.
Age of the Power Ranger Ooze. Eclipse. That was terrible. But yeah, it's going to be a terrible movie. I think Apocalypse looks like a joke, but I mean, I don't know. If you guys feel differently, if you want to tell me why I'm wrong about Bryan Singer's X-Men, please feel free to let me know. Let's see here. My brother had. Oh, my brother. Okay. Show notes. Josh from Virginia is my brother. I try and be professional, but I let it slip. All right. So my brother, Josh from Virginia. So you can show that me. You can see that me and Ryan do not have favor. Hold favorites because I did not give him the gold star. But he wants to know if Master Chief from Halo could defeat Iron Man, or who would win in a fight between Master Chief and Iron Man.
I've been in a Warhog that did a lot of flips
Yeah.
after getting blown up by a sticky grenade and survived.
That's true. Well, and to be fair, Master Chief has shields, so I feel like Tony's blast would just bounce right off him.
Probably.
And he's got Cortana, so Tony's got Jarvis, and Master Chief has.
Armor, and then...
I feel like Tony could find a way to hack Master Chief's armor. He's pretty smart like that. But I will say this: Master Chief is he's a Spartan, so he has years and years of military training and experience. So basically, it'd be like Hugh Hefner going up against General Patton. They both had suits of armor. So
Yes.
I'm gonna say Master Chief would win, unless Tony Stark called in the Avengers, and then he would get demolished because Hulk would just pick him up and throw him into the sun, and I'd be into that. So. And the gold star, the final question of the night, the gold star question of the night, and it's the gold star question of the night because a little behind the scene, little look behind the curtain here. Me and Ryan both read it and giggled like girls, so we decided to make it the gold star question of the night. Chris from Washington wants to know when Hollywood starts making when are they going to start making movies about cereal box characters? He really wants to know.
I don't know why.
Tony the Tiger's backstory.
Yeah, how did Tony the Tiger learn how to speak?
That's great.
He could stand on two legs. He didn't have to be on all four legs. He's always gesturing and doing.
That is actually a really good question in a lot of ways. I mean, it's kind of funny on the surface, but with everything that Hollywood's kind of pilfered, I am kind of surprised that they haven't pilfered some of these characters on the cereal boxes.
Toucan Sam.
I feel like this started when we were kids. They really started marketing all these characters on the cereal back in the 80s. Because you had Toucan Sam, Tony the Tiger, Count Chocula.
The guy was trying to steal the Cookie Crisps.
Yep, the Cookie Crisp burglar.
Damn rabbit.
You had Twix. You had the Lucky Charms guy, the Leprechaun. You had all the monster cereals like Count Chocula, the Mummy, the Werewolf, the Frankenberries. You had the bee from Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah. Did Captain Crunch do anything?
Yeah, he had the captain. He's that little dude with the hat. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why they have I can't. It's only a matter of time, I think, before they do. I mean, that's a property right for plucking.
Do them all have a big battle royal fight.
You know what'd be great is if they did like a team up movie. It was like super serious and like,
hey.
Tony the Tiger teams up with Captain Crunch, and they're gonna fight crime.
Yeah.
That silly rabbit has been stealing kids' foods.
They just embrace all the like terrible, stereotypes where the Lucky Charms guy is just like drunk Irishman.
The Cookie Crisp guy has stolen his last cookie.
Yeah. Oh, Toucan.
They're great.
They're great. Yeah, it'd be great. I think it'd be funny. Count Chocolate would be like, I want to suck your chocolate. Yes. Didn't they already do that though? Honestly, with like Hotel Transylvania, couldn't that really be all the characters from the cereal? Yeah, that movie actually looks pretty funny.
Yeah,
So,
my daughter is completely obsessed with that movie, so she's very excited to watch it.
yeah, my daughter is excited too. They're actually apparently, I think it's Netflix is going to do a TV show based on that property. Yeah, tell your daughter. She's going to be very excited. You did something to your microphone. What'd you do?
And I glanced at the TV.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Whatever. We're at the end. I'm sure Ryan had something very interesting to say, but considering his microphone fell down and I cannot hear him. Did it fall down? Did you find it?
Oh, right here.
It fell down. I couldn't hear you. I gotta send you like a signal. What's our signal? It's like stolen bases. All right, well, that's all the questions we got. So thank you, thank you, Chris. You are a Gold Star champion yet again, defending Gold Star champion. So
Our champion 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. So keep those tallied, and you will get something cool one day, maybe. I don't know. You got anything else to talk about? I think that's about it. That does it.
Yeah, that does it. I need to go to bed.
Yeah, you do. You've been yawning. You've been falling asleep on our show. It's a bad co-host.
Sorry.
That's all right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like the Facebook page and
Recommendations.
give us recommendations. Recommend us to your friends.
Yeah.
And as always,
Recommendation of the week is actually go see Pixels.
oh yeah, we didn't do recommendations. Good call.
That's
Yeah.
what I was trying to say. God.
I didn't hear you. I was totally zoned out. I wasn't listening this time.
Okay, I'm gonna talk like this for the rest of the show.
All right. So
my recommendation this week, I got to see Pixels on Monday, and when we went into the theater, my wife said, "What is this movie rated?" Because my kids have been seeing it between at the previews for every single movie they've seen this summer. They do this summer program where they show all the movies at the theater. And Pixels was sandwiched between two other kid movies. She's like, "What's the rating on this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's PG-13." And so I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old. So we make sure we're letting them watch stuff that they should be watching. So if you have this is a very much a PG-13 movie. So they do swear and they do get a little lewd in places, but it's so much nostalgia. And Centipede and Pac-Man. The Pac-Man battle, my kids would not shut up about afterwards, and so they loved the Pac-Man fight. And my son's favorite scene was the big Donkey Kong fight scene. So it's a very fun movie for if you're an adult, you'll probably watch it once and smile and you'll really like it, and the kids will want to watch it 5 or 10 times. So. It's a fun movie. It's worth seeing. It comes out this weekend. So that's my recommendation for this week.
So I'm glad Ryan remembered recommendations. So my
I do serve a function on this
He
podcast.
does.
Even I know you're the main star, and
Come on, man, we're a team.
my
We're a team.
job is to be the pen to your teller.
Oh, whatever.
So
Whatever, Ryan.
there you go.
You got talent coming out of your pores like sunshine. So my recommendation, what you should or should not waste your time doing this week is Chappie, the movie Chappie. I watched it on Sunday and I wasn't sure how I felt about it. The movie it's strange. I almost didn't recommend it because it's been a long time since I had a movie that I loved and hated all at the same time. But ultimately, the movie, it works for what it does. There's a few things that are very strange. If you can get past the weirdness of some of the aspects of the movie, it's actually a very touching story about a robot who becomes human, honestly, and has a soul and a conscience. And it's very well done. It's from Neil Blomkamp, who we talked about doing the Alien movie in District 9. It's another strong piece from him. Like I said, it's got a few parts that just are kind of strange, and if you can get past those, the movie's actually really, really good. So, and it tells a pretty touching story, and it's pretty heartfelt. So, I recommend seeing Chappie. It is now available on Blu-ray or Divid. And go see Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, and watch our review.
All right, so that for anything else? Are we good?
No, we're good. I need to go to bed. Peace
Look at my
out.
rock of Gibraltar. You're steady as a rock, Ryan. All right. So on that note, like our Facebook page.
Like our Facebook page. Check out our Ant-Man review.
Oh,
Tell all your friends to share and like us.
and like us. And a little small, I don't know, programming note. We may or may not have a Geek Dad report next week. Ryan is going to be doing his tour of the Northwest and doing
I'm
some
going
cool
back
fundraisers.
home. Papa's coming home, guys.
What's going on? We going to see
I'm getting the hell out of Utah,
him. Boom. Yeah.
basically. I'm going to casino. I'm going to get drunk at the casino.
We're going to buy liquor at Costco.
Yeah, I'm going to Costco to fill up on liquor and smuggle into Utah. And if they find out, I'll go to jail for up to 5 days and get a $2,000 fine.
And have to watch the Book of Mormon and read the Book of Mormon. So,
Yeah.
So I don't know. We may get a co-host fill in. I don't know. Let us know on the Facebook page whether you think Ryan should be replaced.
Yes. Can I be replaced for 1 week? Only 1 week.
Only 1
don't
week,
don't be
so-
thinking about you're going to be, the new third person. We're not going to have a third person.
So
So,
we'll
other than a guest. But
so we may or may not have a show. If we don't, I'll throw some fun stuff up there, and you guys can still be part of that. And as always, we'll keep the Facebook page updated so you can talk to us there. But we'll let you know. On that note.